Rodger, and it's nice to be with you. I wish we were playing Dungeon Crusade though. But today is the day of the how to build your very own dice box, Dungeon Crusade dice box. So when you get your copy, you'll have a dice box. Before we get into this, I did want to say really a huge thank you for all your support and all your nice comments. It really it means a lot to me, and I greatly thank you. And it's just a great time in life to be doing this with you guys and having fun in doing so. So what are we going to do today is we're going to all run around together to these stores, and we're going to find all the materials to build your own Dungeon Crusade dice box. Now, you may have some of the stuff at home, so you could like skip when we get like the wood backing, and maybe you have a frame. But still, we're going to go through all of it, what to get, and then of course we're going to bring it all home, and I'm going to build it for you. So, without further ado, let's head out to the garage, hop in the car, and let's get going on our journey on the Dungeon Crusade dice box. I will see you in the car. Okay guys, we are about to leave to build the dice box and got the keys. So I'm going to share something really quick with you. I don't want to derail from the dice box thing, but some of the backers know, and other people know that I'm a prop builder on the side. I haven't been able to build anything new, because of course Dungeon Crusade, we're all fired up for that. But years ago I started a free horror show during the season called Casa de Terror. It's a sign that I made, and I hand make everything in here. And I put on a show for my whole community, and it's kind of extreme, loud music and fog, and it's pretty nuts. So I just wanted to share with you real quick some of the props that I build as we are leaving. This is my undead bride, and I built an old, like, creepy, decrepit structure called Lair the Undead Bride, and she goes inside there, and some of the props and live actors to scare the crap out of people. There's a zombie there. I built an old cemetery 4 years ago called Bleak Falls Cemetery. Who can tell me where I got Bleak Falls from? And I really went, there's lanterns on posts. I built some real tombstones. And that, some lady came by and gave me this angel head, and I made this tombstone with that. So I just wanted to just touch base real quick and show you some of the other stuff that I do. We'll go over here and look at the zombies real quick. There's a bunch of them kind of up there. And there's my version of Bloody Mary. Her eyes light up red. There's the mausoleum that I built for Bleak Falls Cemetery. This took all summer. It's a huge tombstone. And I never finished this guy. I had to make a stand for him. This is Hugo, and I made these appendages here, these disgusting things. So I'm going to come back to him next year and finish him. There's some stuff up there. And this is the other stuff. So I just wanted to touch base, let you know a little bit more about me. And this is the charming Alice. That's Orville. Yes, I name all my zombies. Johnny with his rotting zombie arm. And a witch. And there's a whole piece I made where she's in the cemetery and she's raising one of the dead guys, and there's a chalice and all that. So I hope you like this. And so we'll come back to this, but I don't want to derail too much because we are going out to buy our stuff for the dice box. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hop into my Chevy Spark here, and we're going to first stop is we're going to go over to a place called Joann Fabrics. Okay, and we're going to get our frame to make our dice box and a bunch of other stops. Okay, so we'll say goodbye to the beautiful undead bride, and our garage door is almost up. Say bye to the zombies. Okay, and we got some driving music. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop the film here, and I will start it up again when I get over to Joann Fabrics. I hope you like that, and let's start our dice box journey together. I'll see you at Joann Fabric. Okay guys, our first stop here is this little craft store, Joann Fabrics, and we're going to look for the, like I was talking about, like a frame, like a picture frame for our dice box. And then over there is Home Depot, and we're going to go maybe get a piece of plywood or thin plywood to make the backing. So let's head in here to Joann Fabrics and see if we can find a frame. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're here at Joann Fabrics here looking for a frame for the dice box. Of course, these are way too small. And I was looking here prior before I did this, and I found one. But I thought would be kind of cool, even if you want to use something like a frame like this, you know, like with some wood grain on it. But it should be fairly deep because these are kind of shallow. And I know we got some massive dice chuckers out there to throw the dice across the table. So we got to find something, you know, with some big sides on it. So I was looking, and then there's these things called shadow box frames. And this is almost exactly like the one that, you know, we just saw at home. So I think we're going to get this, and this is on sale. So it is going to be just 12 bucks. So tons of different kind of frames. So I think what you want to look for is a shadow box frame that has these bigger sides. So when you throw the dice in, they don't go, you know, flying all over the table. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to hunt down some felt to put inside there. So let me go find the felt aisle, or where they sell felt, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we found the dice box, and now we're over here at the felt. And I think actually this is the stuff I got down here for my dice box that we saw at home, and 49 cents. And so, of course, you could pick any color you want, but I think we're going to go with this darker charcoal gray. And I think, what was that size? Not 8 by 10. So, yeah, this should be perfect. So, there is our inside for where we'll be rolling the dice at. So let's go pay for all this stuff and go to our next stop. I will see you in a sec. Okay guys, so we're back here. We have the felt for the inside of the dice box, and you can see it's going to fit perfectly actually. So we're going to have to stop over at Home Depot, and we're going to, you know, take this thing out and get a piece of plywood and cut it so it goes right. You know, we're just going to use some hot glue to glue it over this, and then put the felt inside for the dice tray, and then that will be done. So let's head over to Home Depot now. Okay guys, we're over here at Staples. I said I was going to go to Home Depot next, but I think we're going to go to another hobby store for the wood, for the dice box. So we're going to go in here and get the decals for the dice box. Okay guys, so we're over here, and here's the decals that you're going to get for the dice box. And when we take them home, we're going to, you know, cut it out and use some Mod Podge or the adhesive to put to the dice box. So from here, we're going to go over to this place called Packatan, and we're going to get the backing to make the dice box. So that's our next stop. Okay guys, we're over here at this place called Packatan, and I skipped the Home Depot, and they got some more cooler stuff here and some pre-cut wood, so we're going to go see what they had for the Dungeon Crusade dice box. Okay, so I'm over here at the Project Wood Center, and I want to make mention, if you have a piece of scrap wood at home, you know, you don't have to go through all of this. You know, you could just use a piece of wood at home, but I'm just going through the whole thing of building a Dungeon Crusade dice box from scratch. So there's a few different pieces here. Here's a 12-inch by 12-inch piece. So if you got, you know, a jigsaw at home or a table saw, you could just cut this down. And what was our frame was 8 inches by 10 inches. And then I found this strip of basswood, and this is already 8 by 24. So we just got to make a cut at 10 inches, and that's our backing. So I'm probably going to get this. So I'm going to go pay for this and head to the car and take this stuff home. And actually, I forgot something. When I was in Packatan, I forgot to get a can of spray paint. So we are going into the local Walmart to get a very cheap can of black spray paint. So forgive me for that. So I'm going to park my jalopy, and we're going to run in Walmart. Be right back. Okay, so I did forget to get that when we got the wood, that when you cut the wood for the dice box, you're going to probably want to spray paint it black. And so I ran on, of course, I'm in Walmart, and just get the cheapest stuff. You don't got to buy any of the more expensive Krylon or anything. The cheapest stuff will do you, and you're going to be painting the wood black when you're done cutting it. Okay, so now we're done. Going to go pay for this, and now take everything home. So, see you at home. Okay guys, we are home from our little excursion. We have all of the materials to build our Dungeon Crusade dice box. We got the shadow box frame, We're gonna figure out. Does that sound like glass or plastic? Might be glass. So we got to get the glass out of here. Of course, take the back off. And then we're going to cut the wood here we got from Pat Catan. And you know, this is the way I'm going to do it. I like doing things the simple way. It's gonna, when I, take this all apart, we're just going to trace out. Right here, the shape. Take it out to the saw. We're going to cut that and cut up our decals and get this thing going. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to get this thing unwrapped and we're going to get to it. Be right back. Okay guys, I am back and I was informed I must move my work out here into the workshop garage. I cut the wood and I was about to sand it and paint it in our basement. And my wife was like, take that outside, don't you dare do it. So I'm being told to go to the garage to do this. And I brought a few of the hounds out. That's Caesar. Hey Scooter. That's Scooter. So we're going to be hanging out with zombies, as weird as this is. And we're going to finish the dice box out here. Hold on. It's Johnny. His arm's, it's a zombie. His arm's coming off. Okay. So here's the deal. Let's get onto this dice box. As you saw, or you didn't see rather, but I cut the wood for our dice box. This is that 12 by 12 piece, and it fits very nicely right on there. There's our bottom for our dice box. We're going to use hot glue just to attach this, but let me show you a trick about doing the bed, because we're going to paint that black in a second. So let's put this away. This was the backing to the frame, right? So what you can do is when you're cutting your bed or the felt, that fits right in there, okay, like that. So what you could do is, over here, you can take this and put it on to here, okay? And then cut around this, and then it'll fit right on your bed. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to cut this out, and then when we come back, I'm going to show you how to sand this a little bit, okay? So I will be right back with you. Okay, we have cut the felt, and we are joined by Alice. Alice actually walked over to the work table to admire my work. Alice, what are you thinking so far of the dice box? Yes, I agree. I concur with you. In this light, you look quite gruesome. Okay, if that wasn't awkward enough, we're back to our dice box. Now check this out. I was a little bit jagged there cutting it, but that is okay because when we put our framing around it, of course after we're going to paint this next, I'm going to sand it. Look at that. When you glue this thing down, I won't be able to see anything. It's perfect. This is really looking quite like, the one I used in the gameplay videos. Okay, so for what we're going to do now is we're going to set this aside so we don't get it dusty. And I'm going to break away for this, but I'm going to just sand the sides here. Lift this up good for you. And so I'm going to sand the sides of it. This is like 150 grit sandpaper. You can use 220. And just smooth out the sides from where it was cut at, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break away, and Alice is going to go back to her designated spot. And when we come out, we're going to do the important part. We're going to hit it with some black paint. So be right back. Alice, you gotta go. Okay, guys, I am back. We're about to do the most important job, the spray painting of it. And Alice is in her safe designated area, as all the zombies are, or creatures for that matter. Okay, so I've been shaking this can vigorously. So, when you paint something, so what we're going to do is this. Let me explain. I'm going to just hit it the one time. I'm going to break away, let that dry, flip it over, paint that. So the next thing you're going to see, we're going to have everything, the decals cut, and we're going to put it all together. So let's paint this thing up. Do a little test first. Okay. And remember, several thin layers is better than one heavy coat. So I'm not going to just do a little bit here and let it dry. So this is going to take about 3 coats to do. And remember, you don't got to do this. You could just put actually the gray felt on top and just leave it wood grain. But I don't know. I just want to paint it black. So, okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to break away. I'm going to finish painting this thing up, the sides. Next one you'll see is us putting the whole thing together and rolling some dice. Okay, guys, hope you like this. I'll be back in a few, and we'll see how it all looks. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, we are back. We're in the house, and we are almost done with this. So what I did was, before I started the camera, I took the spray adhesive by Elmer's, and this stuff works great. It's a really good product. And I sprayed the backing. I put probably too much on it, but I sprayed it all down, and then I took our bedding here, or the felt, and I pressed it down. And then, of course, I went like this and made sure that it's glued. This thing is not coming up. So I'd advise using this. It's really good stuff. It works. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to be putting the frame on, like so. And you can see, remember the jagged edges? There you go. It's coming all together. And honestly, this looks better than the one I'm using in the videos, maybe because it's brand new. So what we're going to use is, and I'm going to give you a caution using this, because I don't want you guys to get burned. I'm using one of these little glue guns, but I'm using high temp glue. There's low temp and there's high temp, and high temp gets really, really hot. So if you're going to use high temp, be careful with this stuff. I don't want you to burn your fingers or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break away, and I'm just going to hit it like right here. You know, like on probably about 8 places. You don't need a lot with this stuff. It'll stick. Then when you come back, we're going to be putting on the decals, and I want to show you a little trick when you put on your decals. So I'll be right back. I'm going to put the glue on, and I hope I don't burn myself. See you in a second. Okay, guys, check it out. It's close to being done. It came out perfectly. And you can see like the glue in there, and I smashed it down real good when it was done. I just pressed everything down, and it came out pretty perfect, I think. Okay, and then of course that's all glued in there. That's dried. Okay, so one of the last things we're going to do is the decals. And we're not going to use this stuff. I mean, you can use this, but it's kind of messy, and it's really sticky. And what I said about this, I really like this product because it really works. You know, you get some stuff and ain't that great. This really works. So I think we're going to just use for the decals here some Mod Podge. And remember the stores we went to, Joanne Fabric and Pakistan. I think Walmart, definitely Walmart has this. So you can get some Mod Podge, and we're just going to put a little coating, you know, coat the back, and then stick them on there. But the trick I wanted to show you is this. When you do your decals, you know when you cut them, you're going to have that white edge. And you can kind of see that when you put them on. So something I've just learned over the years, and you don't have to do this, of course, but you take a black Sharpie and run it along the edge. If you can see how that just turns black? And that's going to make it, you can see right there. See, it just makes it disappear. So when you glue your decals on, you're not going to see that obnoxious white edge. Let's look at that. See? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break away. I'm going to color all these in with the black, stick them on, and then we're going to roll some dice. Okay, be right back. Okay, guys, it's almost time for the unveiling of the dice box we built. First of all, I forgot something. These little rubber feet, you can get these anywhere. You know, at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart probably has these things. So, last thing, you might want to put some feet, real simply, on the corners. And then we're going to unveil this. And I think you're going to be surprised. Actually, seriously, this looks better than mine. But mine's kind of beat up. And almost done. One more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. The unveiling, right? There is the finished dice box. Incredibly similar to mine. And I'm going to get mine out here to let you see. So there you go. And I put the board here so you can kind of see it all together. It came out really nice. One thing, though, when you put the Mod Podge on, you might get some that'll, like, come out. Just take a very, very, like, lightly damp paper towel and just rub it across there. Don't saturate it. And it'll clean up real nice. So there is our dice box. And I'm going to show you mine. Mine looks ugly now compared to that. But there's the one I've used in the videos. And mine's, I think, really the newer one looks better. And see, I have those ridges in mine. That's not a big deal. But so there's the original, and there's the one we just built together. So I know what you're thinking. Let's roll some dice in it. Okay, you know what? Let's grab some mythical dice, warfare dice, mythical, physical, and range. Let's see how this thing rolls. Perfect. One more. So we'll say phase 1 was mythical, phase 3 was range, and phase 2 was physical. There you go. Okay, this is going to conclude how to build your own Dungeon Crusade dice box. Let me make mention of something. You know, I hope this inspires you guys to create and imagine maybe a dice box you'd like to create for another game. You know, of course, don't put the decals on, but this shows you how you could sort of easily build a dice box for yourself. And before we go, I have a few other ones here that I've made over the years. I actually used this one for the Descent playthrough. This was a mirror, and I made a new backing for it. The back is okay, but I have those rubber feet on. And so you could use any kind of frame you want. Picture frame, mirror frame. This is a shadow box to make one. So I use this on the Descent playthrough. And when I play Arkham Horror, I made this one like years ago. I put some decorative gold corners on it. And then lastly, we had bought new silverware last year. And actually I used this one on last Christmas for my Dungeon Quest playthrough. And I like the loud clanging of the dice hitting the raw wood. And so I just left it like that and put the rubber feet on it. So there you go, guys. Be creative and imagine new ways to make dice boxes. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this, and it's the weekend, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy the update. I hope you like seeing a little bit of my prop building. And really, I wish you guys the best, and thank you. And we'll pan out over the dungeon. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.